It'll be a mystery even to me. Oh, welcome to the, oh hell, I don't even know what episode it is, but it's the last one before No Name. Can I get it done in time? Let's find out together. Let's get to it. Well, the fenders don't want to fit, and so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this Bondo pimple off. Well, let's pop the pimple. No, there's not a lot of Bondo on this thing. Not a lot of Bondo at all. I'll have to trim this inner fender edge to make it fit. I'm probably gonna have to do the same on the driver's side, but that's minimal. I've got the panel for this section of the floor all set on the driver's side. I went ahead and painted the frame because I'm not gonna be able to get to it again once I put the cap on. I've got the first section of the rear floor all put in place. It's in nice and strong. I have a secondary piece of material in here as a patch, so that's why this weld is so thick right here, because I've got two full lines. This actually welded in beautifully. I'm quite happy because it's been a mess to try to weld a lot of this older funky sheet metal. This panel's in. I'm excited. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll keep moving backwards. I went ahead and even trimmed this area out because it was just too far damaged. I flattened it out as best I can. There's going to be a panel that goes like this, caps off this big open area. And then a panel that snakes up in here, figure out what I'm going to do with this end. But the first thing I'm going to have to do is get this piece out of here. It's riveted, and I'm going to have to also cut it, and I'll likely drop one of these tubes from the center support down a support in the corner over here so I can get rid of this as well. Once I get that plate out of there, I'm going to end up trimming this flat. I have the wheel tubs from the rear of the Cherokee, but they're just not going to work, so I'm going to have to make them from scratch. They're going to be perfect, but it's going to be faster, and fast is what I need, and strong is good as well. So that felt fantastic. These spring tools are nice until they start deforming, and then they're just extremely painful. Oh, and I've also broken the spring. That felt great. Okay, guess I got to order another set of these. Ow. Plan is to come along here as best I can and just trim it down. The driver's side floor up to the wheel wells is now complete, just like the passenger side. Now I have to get the inner wheel tubs finished. Well, started would be a good thing as well. Now I need to start making the first panel, which would be here, but I'm going to have to cut this tube out, the support tube, because it's in the way. So I at least have to cut all the floor tacks off. I want to put a little more strength in the rear before I cut these tubes out, but I have to cut them out now. So I went ahead and cut all the tacks free, and I'm going to cut the tubes, and then I can start putting in the wheel wells. So hopefully it doesn't fold up like a taco again. Or didn't again, because it hasn't, but I don't want it to. So good. Well, yeah, good so far. Make sure the door still closes, and I'll cut the other side. Yep. Nothing but excitement. Pure 100% excitement is what this channel is on a very rare occasion. Again, only 2 skate ramps left, you know, sliding rails. Actually, these are only 6,000. It went up because I have to pay for this car. Ultimate test. It almost looks like a car again with absolutely no supports on it. This is awesome. I have both the driver and the passenger side front inner wheel tub positioned, welded in. I'm going to make filler panels, but I'm also going to flatten this out as best I can and curve this down. I ended up rolling this lip down over and welded it together, so it'll give me another nice strong point on both sides. Time to finish out the rear wheel welds on both sides. I've got to figure out what I'm doing with the gas filler and some of this other material, and to see if I can use the old Cherokee inner tubs that I cut out. I don't think so, but I'm going to try because it'd be nice if I could. It's less fabrication. They're not going to be the same side to side. The passenger side has a different hump style because it doesn't have the filler neck, so let's get it cutting. Really glad I saved the two-door Cherokee's inner fenders because this is what the right one looks like, stock. This is what's left of it to make it fit in the driver's area. This made my life easier. It might not look like it, but it really did, so it's a win. So all this wiring has to go in the interior of the car. Probably half of it's not going to be used anymore, but I got to put it in. Figure out what I'm going to have to terminate, get rid of, but that's going to be when I get back because this is just all going to go in and get bagged up. It's been an eventful couple days. Didn't get a chance to film much. Lauren and I got all the interior in, got all the wiring in, got the dash in, got the seats in. I primed and painted all the frame area that I boxed in for the front of the leaf springs, got that all ready. Put rubber strips on the bars that are going to support the gas tank, so that's drying. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cowl together. I am not going to have wipers. I just simply don't have time, so I'm going to clean this off, throw that in. Hopefully I can find a neighbor or two to help me put the hood on. Then I can start aligning the front end. Then I can get back to doing the suspension, and this thing can get out of the garage and get the final stuff like door seals and yada, 1,000 things, brake lines, fuel lines, fixing the battery wiring. Yeah, it's a long thing. So I'm gonna clean this and then go from there. I do love the D-germ. It does work magic. There's some tree sap or something on the body and on the cowl, and I'm gonna try some Goo Gone to get that off because nothing else I've tried so far has even touched it. I'm doing everything I can to get this thing ready to go to No Name. That's basically I have to leave in 8 days. And you're not gonna see this probably till either the day before or the day of No Name, so I don't know. It'll be a mystery even to me. Goo Gone for the win. I was getting all the mounts ready for the gas tank last night, and I realized that this strap, which is the passenger side strap, was extremely soft. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hole in it. Hopefully you can see my finger through it. I'm gonna clean this thing all off and see if there's any other areas that are weak and throw some 16 gauge, probably at least on the bottom, maybe a spot on the top to get rid of it, because I don't have the time or the resources to find another one. As far as I know, you can't simply buy these new, and I couldn't afford one right now anyway, so I'm gonna clean it up and we'll see where we're at. It's clear. Now that I have that new drive shaft, this one is basically junk. I have an extra one, so I have another yoke, and this one is basically useless. In the pile. Yeah, with this jack removed, that's all of them off. Nothing's holding up but the suspension and my hopes and dreams. Oh, that nice summer heat really brings out the rat shit smell. Lots of two-door Cherokee parts. And now they smell like rat shit.
Yeah, well.
No, I hope I get to this thing at some point. I actually figured that'd be the first thing I did. And then that came up, and then this. So. Okay, key on. I'm gonna bump it over. Or not. Yeah, I got nothing.
For your voltmeter.
It's in the bottom drawer. Keys on.
I'm seeing a major voltage drop at the battery.
Oh, watch yourself. Yeah, there's nothing.
It seems like a 9 volt to juice.
It should still tick the starter. Something should happen.
Yeah, unless we're missing the grounds because there's a punch back there that aren't attached to it. Cycle the key. Yeah, the auto shutdown realized I hadn't even doing anything.
I'm just gonna have to ground everything out. But it should still kick the f over.
Well, if you're not getting... It all depends on where ground goes where.
There's 1,000 little things. Everything underneath the dash should be... You gotta... Oh, no, I know where it is, Keith. The one thing I haven't gotten is an engine block ground. The one that was on here was broken. Or the main ground goes from the back of this engine stud to the firewall. And the old one was broken. So I've got to find one. That should be the main culprit.
Okay.
But the dash works. Lights on the dash work. Lower motor works. Little progress, little problems. Well, unfortunately, that's it. Chambler is not going to make it to No Name this year. I can't push any harder. I can't get the amount of work that's left done in the few days that I have to do it. Realistically, too. I just can't do it. There's too much to do. I can't thank all my friends enough for helping. Lauren, Derek, Schultz, Lauren's husband, Chuck, Ryan, James. They all put in a lot of effort, and I can't thank them enough, and I'm extremely sorry to everyone who's been following along and looking for this to be done. It's just not going to be done in time. Doesn't mean it's over. It just means it won't be done for No Name. There's just a lot to do, and I can't cut any more corners. I've pushed as much as I can. I just got nothing left in the tank. I will be at No Name. I'll be driving a Cherokee. It's almost a Chambler. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. I really need a nap. I'm extremely tired, and I've just got nothing left. I'm very sorry to everybody, but this is unfortunately a fail. I don't like that idea, but it is. So with that, I'm going to end it. Thanks for watching. I hope I've earned your subscription. We'll see you next week. And you will be seeing this again. And it will be done and looking cool. So, thanks, everybody.